few more questions.
Well, I'm just going to say, if you have any questions that you think about later, you can always provide a booth and you can ask either Ava or if I'm there, you can ask me, or you just see me in the hallway. Don't feel shy about asking people questions, because if you don't find out ahead of time, you're going to be hitting yourself in the head going, why didn't I ask?
Last couple minutes, more questions? Okay, well, maybe.
So they might change that. I'm not sure. I got that question down. They can change that. They can take both forms now.
Well, they need to take both forms. I was told that the tech form is necessary, but they didn't give it to you the first time.
Well, I gave them both, and then they said, well, please don't take the red one, but we won't take the red one. Because the red one is my audio.
Okay, well then maybe they will take it tomorrow, but make sure that they have it before the contest.
Or bring it with you.
And make sure that it is linked to both your regular form and your audio. Obviously, they're not going to know what text you have if they can't connect the disc with the form.
Worst scenario community, last year you have a number as a contestant, and last year I remember you didn't have a tech form. They made sure to ask everybody, do you have a tech form? Have you given us your music? Blah, blah, blah. Backstage they did this. So they have spare tech forms backstage that you can still fill out whatever you want to say in your music, and they will put your contestant number on it, and then you can send them there. So worst case scenario, if
yes, but I must stress that that is an absolute worst case scenario.
I just
for
want
them
to
to get your audio right, you really need to do it on time. Yes, yes, but let's not fly by that worst case scenario.
we're talking about honors.
Yeah.
As a last question, as a judge and knowing Joe like you do, are you open to a contestant coming to you either at the after party or emailing you afterwards and going, how can I improve next year?
Oh, sure. As a matter of fact, people have approached me, yes, that's not me last time. Oh, yeah. I was going to say there are people who do that all the time. I would ask that if you approach me, please don't come to me in tears going, why didn't I win? That's a really hard question to answer, because often it really does come down to an incredibly fine detail that we can't predict. We don't know what you guys are going to come up with. We don't know what's going to strike our fancy. We don't know what you're going to project when you're on stage. But if you ask me calmly, is there an element I can improve, or what did you think of my performance? I'm happy to be honest with you and tell you. I would love to see everyone who attends, get whatever award they can and have a great time. There was a girl last year who actually approached me expecting to win. She was a professional cosplayer. I won't describe her outfit because y'all know who she is, and I'm not catty. But she came to me specifically. She came to me specifically and said, I really expected to do better. How could I, why didn't I win, essentially? And I said, well, you just didn't. It's hard to, it's such a amorphous quality, and hard to pin down being a goddess. And she had a technically great outfit. She had zero soul wearing it.
Something I will say, just from the standpoint as a professional actor myself, for film and television, stuff like that, as well as stage.
We don't know what you guys are going to come up with. We don't know what's going to strike our fancy. We don't know what you're going to project when you're on stage. But if you ask me calmly, is there an element I can improve, or what did you think of my performance? I'm happy to be honest with you and tell you. I would love to see everyone who attends, get whatever award they can and have a great time. There was a girl last year who actually approached me expecting to win. She was a professional cosplayer. I won't describe her outfit because y'all know who she is, and I'm not catty. But she came to me specifically. She came to me specifically and said, I really expected to do better. How could I, why didn't I win, essentially? And I said, well, you just didn't. It's hard to, it's such a amorphous quality, and hard to pin down being a goddess. And she had a technically great outfit. She had zero soul wearing it.
Something I will say, just from the standpoint as a professional actor myself, for film and television, stuff like that, as well as stage. Something I tell kids and stuff that I instruct when I'm teaching them. When you go into any audition, which is basically what you're doing in a costume contest, the director, the judges, whatever, have a vision in their mind. And it doesn't matter if you fit a cookie cutter image off of the cover of a magazine. If that's not the vision that person has in your mind, you got zero chance in hell.
Well, the thing that's different about Dawn, though, is that vision is very adaptable. There are so many different, I go into it thinking, Dawn is warm, Dawn is compassionate, but she's also strong. She's also this, she's also that. There really isn't a single quality. Every year I go, there is a blank slate. I try to use it because every year it's a different thing. It's a new thing.
I do want to add one thing to what Ava was saying about asking about the party and stuff. I would ask, the contest takes a lot out of Joe. You got to realize he's got 50+ women basically throwing their own version of Dawn at him. If you want to talk to him at the contest, that's fine. I would wait until the next day to ask him if you're going to ask him what he could have done better, only because, Joe's a pretty sensitive guy. He wishes everybody could win. And it breaks his heart when people get upset because they don't win. And I would just suggest that you might wait until the next day to ask him that question.
It turns his brain to scrambled eggs every year, every year. And actually, I am totally always okay with you asking me. He often can't explain. If you want to email him and have a little philosophical conversation with him after the fact, fine. DragonCon turns Joe to jelly. So just hang out with him, have a good time. Please don't ask him why you didn't do it. Yeah, he's up on the guy. He really, it's very nerve-wracking for him to see this thing that he came up with, created by you guys. That's both thrilling and intimidating. So yes, please don't ask either of us. We'll talk your ear off. Yeah. But yes, good point. Please give the guy a little space.
Yeah, we have a panel on, correct me if I'm wrong, Sunday, about the masquerade. Now that masquerade, seeing as how we do more than just one contest here, the panel is designed for any costume contest. And it's going to talk about attitude. It's going to talk about presentation. So, it has very little to do with the technical aspect of your costume. It talks about things you want to do to win a costume contest.
It talks about that thing I said with the friend and the sign and trying out your costume first, so you know exactly when to stop.
Right. So, please, for those of you who enter tomorrow and don't win or something, if you don't have a chance to talk to Ava or Joe or anybody else, please come to that panel. It's later on the day. It's fairly early in the morning, so people have a chance to change things about their costume before the masquerade. But we would invite all of you to come back. If you have specific questions about your costume stuff, we're willing to look at them and say, well, this is what we see technically. We can't speak for Ava and the rest of them. But I mean, and Cyndee. Well, I knew there's you and Cyndee, and I didn't know who else it was, so I just wanted to say that out. Okay, you're it? Okay, you too. So, but yeah, we're willing to come in here and talk about the technical aspects, and I can talk to you about what I see in costume contests that I judge and have judged, and it's about attitude. Sometimes it's about attitude from the minute you walk in the door, not just hanging out there the minute you hit the stage.
Hey, we really are running over, and I got to relieve my booth base. Any more questions? Going once, going twice.
Remember the booth.
Okay.
Okay, folks, I'd like to thank Jackie, Ava, and Cyndee for coming out. By all means, go sign up for the Dawn contest, visit the booth, and after you've done that, visit the booth again. If you're buying things, make it go 4 or 5 more times.
Also, if you guys need something in your contest and like a flyer, we will have extras back on our flyer. So you can send them to come
Everybody,
He's sort of a surprise.
I just wanted to extend, an offer for help. If you need help backstage, I am bringing a kit. I will have calculators, safety pins, stuff like that. Feel free to approach me if that's what it's there for.
For those of you who are attending some of the panels later, the MC-17 or the Girls with Capacity, I saw lots of cameras in here today. We're happy to have pictures, but please remember, no photographic elements of any type in that contest tomorrow night. We will stop the contest. You will be ejected from the convention.